How do you improve Call of Duty Infinite Warfare? That's what I want to talk about in today's video. But isn't it really hard to improve something that it's been most hated by everyone? Like, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare has the most hated video game trailer of all time in history. But still, I can defend it and say that in my opinion, it's the most underrated title in the franchise. And why do I say that? And if you want to know more about that aspect, I highly recommend you to check out my review of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. That video is already on my channel, so I highly suggest that you go ahead and check out that first, so you know, in my opinion, why I really enjoy the game and what they did right, because this video will focus on what kind of improvements I think Infinity Ward could have done to make it even better. But if you ask a hater of this game, a person that didn't give it a chance, they saw the trailer and they already decided that this game sucks. And if you ask that person, how do you improve Infinite Warfare? They would answer to change the game completely. Take away the space theme, make it modern, and put it boots on the ground. Already much better. Well, that's like saying, how do you improve Battlefield? And your answer is, take away the tanks and the weapons and it's way better. But it's no longer Battlefield. Same thing with Infinite Warfare. If you remove the space, the combat rigs, and the futuristic setting and advanced movement, it's no longer the game it was initially supposed to be. So in this video, I want to focus on the changes they could have done that still allows the game to be Infinite Warfare, with the advanced movement, with the combat rigs, and everything it has to offer. Because this game is still Call of Duty, but in just a different skin. And it's also Infinity Ward, so you can also expect a clean and nice hit detection with great connection in general. It's a smooth experience, and I would even say that they even bumped it up from Black Ops 4, while most people look at this as a cheap copy of that game. I would have given Call of Duty Infinite Warfare's multiplayer a 7 out of 10. Now with these 5 things I'm going to go through in this video, it could have gone all the way up to 10 out of 10, at least in my opinion. So as I said, if you first want to know why I love this game and why I think this game is underrated, check out my love letter to Infinite Warfare. The link will be up in the screen right now or in the description. You can click on that card and watch that first, and then return to this video so you can see what kind of improvements I think they could have done to make what they had even better. So let's start off with the combat rigs. The combat rigs in Infinite Warfare is kind of the answer to Specialist from Black Ops 3. And a lot of people just looked at it as a cheap version of what we already had. Because this time around, they were only mech suits, they had no personality, and you basically chose what kind of armor you wanted to use, or if you wanted to control a synaptic robot. To be honest, I agree with this factor. Even though I didn't mind it, I still think they could have done a lot more with the combat rigs. And the one thing I think they could have done is to add more of them. Because throughout the entire lifespan of Infinite Warfare, we only had the 6 combat rigs: Warfighter, Merc, Synaptic, Striker, FTL, and the Phantom. And I was really sure that we were going to see more, but we never did, which is a huge flaw in my opinion. We should have seen more like we now see with Black Ops 4 and as well with Black Ops 3, but this is something I would love to see in Infinite Warfare, and I think they missed that opportunity. So the first thing I would like to mention is put more content into the combat rigs, add more suits with different abilities to spice up the game. Then another factor that I actually really loved about Infinite Warfare is the mission teams.
Rigs are wearable, customizable weapon systems. Top-of-the-line tech, built for extreme military applications. These things pack a punch. They will save your ass in almost any environment. This is a tricked-out warfighter rig, custom-built for our unit. Prove yourself, and you'll get access to more rigs and extra ordnance packages. Welcome to the Wolverines. First in the fight. Go give them hell, soldier. Pick a rig.
And it's something I hope to see in Call of Duty 2019 in Modern Warfare 4, which we do believe will be the title. And if you don't know what this feature was, it's basically that you can choose what kind of team you want to fight for, and within that team you could do challenges, level up your mission team, and then earn different weapons and skins. This was absolutely amazing. I love this feature, and I really hope we will see more of it in the future. But what I think they could have done to improve the game even more when it comes to mission teams is to add more of them. They did that eventually with a mission team called Blood Anvil, but I would like to see even more. Maybe from the characters in the campaign, with some of the known actors that we already have seen in the game. I think they missed an opportunity to add even more content here. Even though I love what the game actually had, I would have loved to see more. The third thing I would like to talk about is the supply drop system. And this is honestly one of the best systems we've seen in the game, but it still could have been improved on. Because if you did not know, in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, they allowed you to get all the new guns for free, but the variants were hidden behind supply drops. Most of the weapons when the game first came out were the different variants of different rarities. There were rare, common, legendary, and epic variants of all the types of weapons, and if you wanted to unlock them, you could get lucky and earn them in supply drops, or you could play the game, earn salvage, and craft them for yourself. This was a really nice feature. But eventually, when new weapons came to the game, there was also new variants, and unfortunately, most of these new variants were hidden behind the Quartermaster Collection, which was a place you could only get the variants from supply drops. There was no way to grind the game and craft these variants. And still to this day, they haven't put them into the prototype lab, which I think is a huge mistake. Other than that, I love this system. Being able to get salvage, you can craft whatever you want, you can earn crypto keys by playing the game, you literally didn't have to spend any money whatsoever, and you got all the base variants of the new weapons for free. But they could have done more with the Quartermaster Collection. I hate that still to this day, you cannot unlock any of the variants from that collection without opening supply drops. So that is the change I would have loved to see to make the multiplayer even better. Number 4, the fourth thing I want to mention is the contracts. I want more. I love to see that the contracts eventually were enabled or brought into the game, but I want to have more of it. Don't only give me weekly challenges, give me daily challenges. Give me more to grind for, with salvage rewards and crypto keys. Allow a player that actually put a lot of time into the game to earn more. So daily, weekly contracts, just give me more. That's the only criticism I have, is that I think they didn't do enough of it. They do have weekly contracts as of right now, but daily and more specific challenges, like if I, for example, only want to grind keys or salvage, give me specific challenges that could be hard, that's fine, but give me more options to grind what I want to obtain in the game. Finally, the fifth thing I want to talk about is the classic weapons. This was a genius idea to Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, bringing back some of the classic Modern Warfare weapons as well as Ghost. But unfortunately, we didn't see enough of them. In the normal classic category, you had 5 different primary weapons and you also had 1 secondary. But why didn't we see more? We saw some other weapons returning in form of variants like the Honey Badger or the Ripper, but I would have loved to see even more, and maybe the most fan-favorite weapons like, for example, the ACR from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, or the MP7, or basically just more of the fan favorites from the older Call of Duties. I love the aspect that every time you prestige, or every second time you prestiged, you got a classic token and you could choose what weapon you would like. But we would have loved to see more. If you would have added weapons like the ACR, I give you my word that a lot of people would have been so excited to play with that weapon and grind to unlock it. Maybe even add them through mission teams, maybe a classic mission team where, for example, the character that talks to you is Captain Price and he only grants you classic weapons. How dope would that have been? These are the 5 changes I would have loved to see in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare that in my opinion could have brought it from a 7 out of 10 to 10 out of 10. Maybe you disagree or do agree but would have liked to see even more changes. I would love to hear about them down in the comment section. And once again, as I said, you have to understand that this video is based on what Infinite Warfare initially is. I don't want the game to change, but I want more of what it had to offer. Because as I said at the beginning of the video, most people would probably wanted this game to change completely into something that Infinite Warfare is not supposed to be. This was Infinity Ward's baby. They wanted to finally go into the future, and this is something they've been wanting to do for a long time. So I know for a fact that Infinity Ward was really passionate about their game, and I want to take the game from what it was and what it is to this day. So all of these improvements that I've talked about is things that are already in the game that I just wanted more of.
How is it possible that you got this one so wrong with the fans? Where was your intel supporting this direction? This is a fantastic question. We have an extremely passionate fan base in the Call of Duty family, and we listen to every single opinion and thought you guys have about the game that we all know and love. But ultimately, this game, Infinite Warfare, has been in the making for 3 years. The team feels extremely passionate about bringing a new, innovative style to the franchise while retaining the DNA and components that you love about Call of Duty. And in the future, you're going to see a lot more that is going to give you a better idea of what this game is all about. And we're confident that once you see more, you're going to be very excited about that direction. But thank you so much for the support over the years, and we know that in the future, you're going to be excited to play Infinite Warfare. Hope that answers your question.
You can say what you want about the advanced movement, about the combat system, about the combat rigs, and the setting of the game, but all in all, that is what Infinite Warfare is, like it or not. And trust me, if you still haven't tried this game and hated it from day one, this is still Call of Duty, and it's an Infinity Ward Call of Duty, so expect a great connection, an amazing hit detection, and overall, a very smooth and enjoyable experience. Finally, I just want to say some honorable mentions. I would also love to have seen more with the score streaks, maybe bring back some of the fan favorites or even add more. A type of score streaks that I really missed in this game was a kind of a dogs or a wraps, or something like the Swarm from Black Ops 2, like more kill streaks that are insanely powerful, that flies around the map or runs around the map killing everyone. A kill streak like that, I feel like we really missed in Infinite Warfare. So basically, I just want more from the great features Infinite Warfare already had. If you did enjoy this video, if you have different opinions, or if you agree or disagree, please let me know down in the comment section what you would have liked Infinity Ward to do with this game to make it better. And that's all I wanted to say. If you want more content from me, hit that subscribe button. If you always want to know what goes down on the channel, hit the notifications, as well as like this video if you did enjoy. If you want more contact with me, the best way to do so is to follow me on Twitter. We're getting really close to 1,000 followers there, so if you want to help me out, that would be amazing. And as well, if you want to improve your gameplay, get a better aim and a better grip of your controller, a huge recommendation is to go down in the description and click on the link to Control Freak, where you can get 10% off of every purchase you do with my code PAYJAZZ. If there's anything you need to improve your game, Control Freak is the place, and you can use my code to get 10% off. That is it for today, guys. Thank you for watching this video. I am out.